ungrateful?
Keep going. Please do.
Yeah, we'll tell you when to stop.
You guys are brutal.
Welcome to my world.
I spent so much time unpacking who my dad was and how he died that I never really told all of you how much this means, that you've accepted me as a part of this crazy family.
Aaron and Frank trade a smile.
Except Erin's the only crazy one. She's nuts.
See, even that, the way that you guys rib each other, this is all new territory for a guy who grew up an only child.
Which explains so much.
Thank you.
Okay, let him...
So anyway, I'm really grateful for all of this, for all of you.
Back at you.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, why don't you start Grace today?
Joe and Frank clasp their hands in prayer.
Bless us, O Lord.
Nighttime. At the waterfront, Maria makes a call on her cell phone.
Hey, I need to speak to Detective Joe Hill. What? No, I don't want to leave a message.
Who are you talking to?
No one.
No.
Ruiz, the bald man, points a gun at her.
Please. Please don't kill me. I just want to find my sister.
He shoots her twice in the chest. Maria lies still on the ground. Ruiz tosses his gun into the river and walks off. Executive producer, Kevin Wade.
If you're traveling by car or by plane, the news is next.
And every day at the Home Depot, it's easy to shop and swap for the features you want at the lowest prices guaranteed. So you get reliable appliances like Whirlpool, exactly how you want them. Shop top brands in-store and online at the Home Depot.
One bite of 100% Angus beef ballpark Frank, and you'll say, hello, summer. Oh, yeah, it's ballpark season.
RSV is out there. For those 60 years and older, protect against RSV with Arexvy. Arexvy is a vaccine used to prevent lower respiratory disease from RSV in people 60 years and older. Arexvy does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients. Those with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most common side effects are injection site pain, fatigue, muscle pain, headache, and joint pain.
I chose Arexvy.
RSV? Make it Arexvy.
Colbert's got Tiffany Haddish tonight on CBS.
Blue Bloods fans, thanks for being part of our amazing season, but we still have more to go. And trust me, it will be unforgettable and full of family drama. Don't miss the final season, Blue Bloods, coming this fall on CBS. See you soon.
Blue Bloods returns this fall on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Check your cameras. Trust only the best. Protect your family, home, or business with 24/7 armed response.
Perimeter secure.
Remember, Amera guards it.
This is Murrow and Emmy Award-winning CBS 47 Eyewitness News at 11.
As we head into the Memorial Day weekend, some folks are looking to hit the road, others looking forward to spending time at local lakes. We have live team coverage tonight. CBS 47's Ben Morris has a look at the holiday travel. But first, Chief Meteorologist Lauren Wallace has our holiday weekend forecast.
And we do have a dry holiday weekend. We have a lot of sunshine that's on the way. Temperature-wise, we aren't going to see anything too extreme. In fact, tomorrow will be slightly cooler than today. We'll be a little bit below average. By Sunday, we start our next warming trend, but The warm-up will bring us up to average, which is in the mid-80s. Let's give you a look outside with our Table Mountain Sky Valley Cam Network. This is a time lapse from our CBS 47 studio camera showing some clouds that we had off and on during the morning hours, and then most of the clouds were out over the mountains during the afternoon hours. So now we are mostly clear. 62 in Fresno now, 65 if you are in Hanford. Cooler temperatures in the North Valley. We really started to feel that northwesterly breeze pick up in the North Valley first, ushering in some cooler air. So you all are already down into the 50s. Here's a look at the breeze. Most of you a little bit weaker at 5 to 15 miles per hour, although you're still feeling the breeze in Visalia coming in at 17 miles per hour. The wind will stay between 5 and 15 as we head into tonight. 55 at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, a cooler start to the day. Noon temperature 71, and we will be in the upper 70s and low 80s in the afternoon hours. I will talk about the warm-up that arrives Sunday in your pinpoint weather forecast coming up, but first we'll send it back to Catherine.
Lauren, thank you. Our team coverage continues. AAA is expecting this Memorial Day weekend to be the busiest for travel in more than 20 years. Over 40 million people are expected to travel nationwide. CBS 47's Ben Morris joins us live at Fresno Yosemite International Airport for all you need to know. Ben.
Catherine, well, millions are expected to travel this holiday weekend here at the Fresno Yosemite International Airport. It's very busy right now. The airport alone expecting tens of thousands to make their way through here this weekend.
We're projecting almost 44 million people across the country to be traveling, specifically in California. It's looking about 5.6 million. And those are both extremely large numbers. That's actually the biggest number that AAA has recorded in more than 20 years.
That data coming from AAA as people all across the state and Central Valley flood highways, train stations, and airports to head out of town for the holiday weekend. In the Valley, Fresno Yosemite International Airport projecting TSA to screen over 25,000 travelers through Tuesday. One we spoke with heading to Vegas for the weekend, giving a word of advice to others.
It can be stressful, but try and stay positive, because if you are negative, you just ruin it for yourself and everybody else.
While many are jumping on a flight, with gas prices down over 30 cents a gallon from a month ago in the Fresno area, now averaging $5.07 per gallon. AAA says most people are jumping in a car to get to their travel destination.
There's been increases to all forms of transportation, but far and away, driving is the clear preference for Memorial Day travel. More than 85% of people are going to be hitting the road.
And whether you're traveling by car, plane, train, bus, or anything in between, AAA asks that you leave early and make sure you have extra time to try and avoid those long lines or traffic. Reporting live here in Fresno, Ben Morris, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Ben, thank you. New at 11, the Fresno County Sheriff's deputies have arrested this man, 32-year-old Brock Sanders of Fresno. They say he is suspected of attempting to meet a child for sexual purposes. Detectives say that Sanders was also in possession of child sexual abuse material. He's been booked into the Fresno County Jail and has since posted bond and was released. We have continuing coverage of a pursuit and crash in Fresno. Tonight, the Fresno Sheriff's Office says a motorcycle rider involved in that collision at Shields and Valentine Avenues has died. Around 4:30 this afternoon, a deputy attempted to stop the motorcycle rider for a traffic violation. The man, who had a 22-year-old woman as a passenger, refused to pull over. He later ran a stop sign and crashed into the side of a car. The motorcycle rider later died. His passenger is in critical condition. The driver of the car has no serious injuries. Deputies say that the man who died, whose name has not been released, had an active arrest warrant for traffic-related offenses. Madera County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a homicide in Oakhurst. Deputies were initially called to the 42,000 block of Shady Lane for a medical aid request. Deputies say that when they got there, they tried to save the 24-year-old man's life, but he died. Now investigators say they are treating this as a homicide.
At this point, we believe that whoever was involved with this was known to our victim. I'm not going to elaborate on the wounds on our victim, but there are some wounds that are causing us some concern.
Deputies say that they believe this is an isolated incident and that there is no threat to the community. They're asking anyone with information about this murder to contact them. Fresno police say a CHP officer was forced to fatally shoot a man carrying a gun this morning at Jensen and Cherry Avenues. CBS 47's Jason Toktagian shows us what led up to that gunfire.
The CHP receiving reports of a Hispanic man in his late 20s or early 30s with a gun in West Fresno this morning.
California Highway Patrol officers responded along with an airship. Within several minutes, they arrived and located a male matching that description adjacent to the freeway itself.
Officers then began setting up a perimeter blocking off traffic between Jensen Avenue and North Avenue. The suspect then started moving towards an area where officers were positioned. The CHP chopper had confirmed that he was carrying a firearm.
At some point in time, the officer at that position felt that his life or the lives of his partners was in danger and utilized his department-issued weapon and discharged at the suspect in this case.
The suspect was pronounced dead when EMS arrived on scene. It's unclear if the suspect fired his weapon at officers.
Since this particular investigation was initially handled by the California Highway Patrol, but it occurred within our city limits, it's going to be our jurisdiction, and the Fresno Police Department Homicide Unit will be conducting further information in this case.
Jason Toktagian, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Several Memorial Day ceremonies are planned for Monday to honor those who gave their lives for our country. We have a look at some of the events. In Fresno, the 61st Memorial Day Service Day of Remembrance will be held at Fresno Memorial Gardens at the corner of Whitesbridge and Cornelia Avenues. That ceremony begins at 11 a.m. More than 1,400 American flags will line the avenues of the Memorial Gardens. Also on Memorial Day, the Clovis Veterans Memorial District will have several events from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. There will be veteran documentaries in the district's auditorium. Also, there will be a patriotic concert from 11 a.m. until noon in the district's ballroom. In Visalia on Memorial Day, the Avenue of Flags Military Veterans Association will have a program. It starts at 10 a.m. at the Visalia District Cemetery. It includes a presentation of colors and a story of service. Our election coverage continues. Today was Vince Fong's last day in the California State Assembly. The Bakersfield Republican resigned from his assembly seat after defeating Tulare County Sheriff Mike Boudreau in a special election this week to fill the remainder of Kevin McCarthy's term in Congress. Fong is still on the ballot against Boudreau in November for the next full term of the 20th Congressional District. State legislators are now back in their districts for the long weekend, but not before advancing hundreds of bills this week ahead of a key deadline. Capitol correspondent Eitan Wallace has a look at some of the major bills that made it.
Yeah, we're talking more than 800 bills on all kinds of matters, from speeding to child sex trafficking.
We have a serious problem.
Holding back tears, Bakersfield Republican State Senator Shannon Grove delivered emotional remarks on the Senate floor about the issue of child sex trafficking across the state.
We cannot sit idly by while children are bought and sold in California like pieces of meat in an underground grocery store.
That's why Grove says she's been fighting to get her bill, SB 1414, passed from its House of Origin, the state Senate, and get it over to the state Assembly ahead of Friday evening's deadline. Grove's bill would classify the purchasing of a minor for commercial sex as a felony. That could increase penalties and jail time for those convicted. But to Grove's great frustration, Democrats on the Senate Public Safety Committee added amendments to the bill to exempt 16 and 17-year-olds from the legislation out of concern some in that age range may be taken advantage of and lured into the purchasing of commercial sex.
The notion that 16 and 17-year-old children are somehow less deserving of additional protections is absolutely absurd.
Stockton Democratic Senator Susan Talamantes Eggman called out members of her own party for adding in the exemption.
I'm done with us protecting people who would buy and abuse our children. I'm done. I don't want to send more black and brown men to prison. I don't want more people in prison, but I don't want people buying girls. I don't want people buying little girls anymore. And I'm tired of saying it's okay. We have a moral responsibility to say enough. Enough. We have given away enough on this area, and we've got to move back into the center or we all look like fools.
It seemed her colleagues agreed.
Ayes 36, no 0. The measure passes.
In the Assembly, members passed a bill referred to as the pet rent ban, in essence requiring landlords to accept tenants with pets. But landlords still would be allowed to limit the number of pets. Apartment buildings with fewer than 15 units would also be exempt. On the issue of transportation, Senator Scott Wiener's bill to place technology known as speed governors into vehicles to slow them down if they go over the speed limit also passed its chamber.
The goal of this legislation is to save lives. Too many people are dying, and California should lead.
And now that these bills passed their House of Origin, it will now be up to the other house to determine whether to send them to the governor's desk. Reporting at the state capitol, Eitan Wallace, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
California's crisis, the state of fentanyl. Our month-long investigation into the impact fentanyl is having on our community and state continues. Over the past couple of weeks, my co-anchor Brian Dorman has taken us to the front line of the fentanyl crisis. And next Tuesday, on May 28th, we invite you to see all of those stories wrapped into one 30-minute special, only on Eyewitness News. Coming up here on Eyewitness News at 11, an SUV explodes in Southern California. The driver has only minor injuries. We'll tell you what caused this blast. Plus, it's a short and steep hike, a special part of Sequoia National Park, now open for tours. But first, here are the winning numbers for tonight's Mega Millions drawing. It's worth $453 million. We'll be back in just a little over a minute.
I was a small-town Montana girl that came to Fresno, and the Central Valley really welcomed me in. I also loved to go to the Central Coast. That's where my grandma and her family used to hang out. I started as a reporter here, and reporting is where my heart and my passion is. Not only are we invested in the community, but we are dedicated to being able to have some fun at times, but also are very serious about the work that we do and the information that we're delivering to you at home.
It's the biggest RV show of May at the Best RV Center in Turlock. Voted #1 selling RV dealer in California, Best RV's offering huge discounts on all 2024 models with no hidden fees. From Class A, B, and C to travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and more. Best RV has them all. Now through the end of May, take advantage of amazing discounts with Best RV's Memorial Day sales event. For the best selection at the best prices on all current inventory, visit bestrv.com today.
Hey everybody, tonight at The Late Show, I'm joined by Jennifer Gardner and a dozen adorable puppies. Her rider is very specific.
Tonight on CBS.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by HR Mobile Services. CBS 47 Eyewitness News at 11 with Catherine Hurd, Brian Dorman, and Pinpoint Weather with Chief Meteorologist Lauren Wallace on CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
In news from around the state, an explosion in Southern California last night rips apart an SUV. But amazingly, the driver has only minor injuries. Police say a man was living in the SUV and lit a cigarette next to some propane canisters that he was storing inside. Filmmaker Morgan Spurlock has died. He was known for the 2004 film Super Size Me, which shed light on the effects of fast food. Spurlock's documentation of only eating McDonald's for 30 days is still used for educational purposes in some health classes. His family announced in a statement today that Spurlock died yesterday from cancer. He was 53 years old. New at 11, Kabosu, the dog that became the face of Dogecoin, has died. She was 18 years old. Kabosu's owner adopted her back in 2008 and regularly posted pictures of her online, and one picture of the Shiba Inu looking back quizzically became a meme overnight. That's when a developer made Kabosu the mascot of his new cryptocurrency. Valley law enforcement and the folks at Starbucks teamed up for a Badges with Buckets donation drive today.
And the Sheriff's Office is partnering with all the Starbucks here locally around Fresno County, and we're trying to raise as much money as we can for our local athletes.
And this was a fundraiser for the Special Olympics of Northern California. The donations will fund free year-round programs. Jonathan Hilton is one of the athletes and says he likes swimming, golfing, and bowling.
favorite thing in engagement with Special Olympics is joining with like a bunch of like people with disability, like the same disability that we have, is to hang out with them and have fun.
And if you didn't get a chance to donate today, you can do so online. We've put a link on our website. Just go to yourcentralvalley.com. If you're looking for a unique experience this weekend, Boyden Cavern in the Sequoia National Forest is now open. You can take a tour of the fantastic marble cavern and see stalactites, stalagmites, and flowstones. For more information, we have a link on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. And from antiques to rusty junk, you can find something unique this weekend in Old Town Clovis. Glorious Junk Days will be held on Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Admission is free. You can also buy some pastries and cinnamon rolls while you're browsing for your treasures. They will be watching the waterways and the local lakes. Fresno County Sheriff's deputies on patrol this weekend. We have a look at their water safety plans coming up right after your Pinpoint weather forecast.
And we're still going to be feeling a little bit of a cool down for our Saturday, and then temperatures turn around on Sunday. Here's a look at the next 24 hours. We will be cooling down tonight, 62 at midnight and 59 at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. After that, we start climbing, 79 at 5 p.m. I will talk about the warm up next week and when 90s will return in your Pinpoint weather forecast next.
Table Mountain Sky brings you the CBS 47 Valley Cam Network. Keep an eye on the Central Valley with live, unparalleled views of your community. Witness what's unfolding around the valley. Stay informed, stay connected with the Valley Cam Network, presented by Table Mountain Sky.
Hey, California, it's Sellathon time. Sellathon means big savings, and these offers end May 28th. Get 1.9% APR for 72 months on a 2023 F-150 during the Memorial Day Sellathon, only at your California Ford dealer.
This is not the first all-electric car. That's because no BMW sees the road until it's reached the ultimate standard, our own. A standard that demands that every BMW drives and feels exactly like a BMW should. Unparalleled performance and precision handling made possible by electric engineering. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine? Hurry in to lease the 2024 BMW i4 eDrive 35 for $499 per month.
This is the most rewarding moment in painting, when the frog tape comes off. When its best-in-class paint block technology creates paint lines so sharp, you'll have hard-to-please clients leaving 5-star reviews. Frog tape, when it matters most.
Welcome to the Groppetti Automotive family. Your journey begins here. No matter where you go or how you decide to get there, your journey begins at one of the Groppetti Automotive family of dealerships in Visalia. We've been the Valley's new car volume leader for 30 years. Why? A large selection, quality products, superior service, and an experienced and friendly staff. At Groppetti, we are determined to earn your business.
Hey, California, it's Sellathon time. Sellathon means big savings, and these offers end May 28th. Get a 2023 Ford Explorer and get $7,250 bonus cash, only at your California Ford dealer.
Men and women both face factors that can impede normal hair growth and trigger hair loss. Well-Rooted Hair and Scalp Clinic has helped thousands of happy patients address hair loss and scalp disorders. Book your free consultation and get your hair loss under control. Scan now for details.
During CBS 47 Cyber Safe Parent program at yourcentralvalley.com under education.
Now, your CBS 47 Pinpoint weather forecast.
Good evening and welcome back. I'm Chief Meteorologist Lauren Wallace, and I want to start out by going over the temperature trend throughout this week because we were up and down. Started out the week seasonable, 84 degrees for the high. Your average high is in yellow. On Tuesday, we warmed up to 87, hitting 90 by Wednesday, and then we started to drop back. So yesterday, seasonable again in the mid-80s. Today, a little bit cooler, back to the low 80s, and we're going to drop another degree or two for our Saturday before temperatures start going in the other direction on Sunday. It's 62 in Fresno right now. We have 60s for the South Valley, but notice that we have cooler temperatures in the North Valley. We started to see the wind pick up in the North Valley first today, bringing in some slightly cooler air. So again, already down into the 50s. We have 51 in Oakhurst and then 54 in Mariposa. Those numbers cooler compared to this point yesterday by 10 degrees in Fresno along with Madera. So this has been a pretty big difference over the last 24 hours. And like I mentioned, we'll drop just a little bit more tomorrow. Let's talk about the wind. Maximum sustained wind today, some impressive values in parts of the valley. 16 miles per hour in Fresno, but if you're in Lemoore, you reached 23 miles per hour today. We had even stronger gusts, 26 miles per hour in Lemoore, and in the Los Banos area, we were watching gusts close to 40 miles per hour this afternoon and evening. The wind is much weaker right now. You're still getting a bit of a breeze in Visalia, but everyone else is falling in that 5 to 15 mile per hour range. That's where we will stay tonight and tomorrow. So this afternoon and evening, that was the breeziest that we're going to feel for the next couple of days. Last 12 hours, radar satellite loop, a few passing clouds, especially this morning. We did get to see plenty of sunshine across the valley with a few clouds and high elevation flurries in the mountains. I do expect to keep a few passing clouds around tonight and tomorrow, but we're still going to be able to see plenty of sunshine for our Saturday. So tonight, mostly clear. Here's 7 o'clock on our Saturday morning. Saturday, mostly sunny skies. We will top out close to 80 degrees, about a degree or two cooler than today. That's 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Clear skies tomorrow night. Here's the start of our Sunday. We end the weekend. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures on the rise. We're going to jump all the way into the mid-80s for your Sunday. So a seasonable end to the weekend. And then we'll keep heating up from there on Monday. Merced. Cooler temperatures tonight. We will have many of you dropping down to the 40s, and then high temperature tomorrow, just like today, you'll be in the 70s. In Madera, 48 tonight, 80 degrees tomorrow. Fresno, 54 tonight. You'll be at 80 tomorrow afternoon. Plenty of sunshine. For the South Valley, we have 40s as well for Lemoore, and then 82 tomorrow afternoon. Tulare, 49 tonight. You'll be at 82 tomorrow afternoon. On to your extended forecast. Tomorrow, your high right at 80. Sunday, a little bit warmer up to 85, and we warm up again on Monday, jumping into the 90s. For your Tuesday, up to 92. Wednesday, back to 90, and then we'll fall to be barely below 90 for your Thursday and Friday. In the Sierra tomorrow, upper 50s. Then we'll start warming up, mid-60s Sunday, upper 60s Monday, and then we'll spend Tuesday through Friday next week with highs close to 70 degrees. So, Catherine, for travelers this weekend, we have dry weather across the valley. Temperatures, nothing too extreme. We have not hit the triple-digit mark yet this season. So, overall, the holiday weekend is going to be pretty mild for this time of the year.
Absolutely fantastic. Thanks, Lauren. And speaking of the holiday weekend, at Shaver Lake, Fresno Sheriff's deputies are expecting hundreds of boats and visitors this weekend. Deputies will be stepping up patrols around the lake, keeping an eye out for anyone who may be drinking while piloting their boat. They also want people to wear life jackets anytime you are out on the water.
Know how to swim, don't go in the water. That's a big one. We get folks that they'll wait out, they'll just kind of walk out, and they won't realize, hey, it's going to drop off. Temperature being cold, people being in the water, we can get hypothermia. Fatigue's going to set in a lot quicker if people are swimming in the water, recreating the water.
Deputies will continue their patrols at Shaver Lake from now through Labor Day weekend. Coming up next in sports, the Fresno State baseball team fought to keep its season alive. We have highlights as the Bulldogs face New Mexico in the Mountain West Tournament. Coming up next in Sports Central.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can capture all the summer fun. Wow, my favorite party trick.
Get low 3.99% APR on Highlander or choose a low lease on RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
Like any good realtor, we're here for the open house, the closing, and the handing over of keys. We're experts in what we do with professional resources, local market insights, and proprietary market data that can make all of the difference. But because we're realtors, we're here for it all. We're working to ensure fair housing and helping to provide access to the benefits of achieving the American dream of home ownership. No matter your next steps, a local trusted realtor is here to help turn your home ownership dream into a reality.
I'm attorney Tom Dunyan. People ask me all the time, will you take my small case? Every case is important at our law firm, no matter the size. Whether you have a $20,000 case or a multi-million-dollar case, you'll get our full attention. Call us. It's just that easy.
It's the biggest RV show of May at the Best RV Center in Turlock. Voted #1 selling RV dealer in California. Best RVs offering huge discounts on all 2024 models with no hidden fees. From Class A, B, and C to travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and more. Best RV has them all. Now through the end of May, take advantage of amazing discounts with Best RV's Memorial Day sales event. For the best selection at the best prices on all current inventory, visit bestrv.com today.
You're watching CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can start your summer with a splash. Nailed it.
Get a low lease on Corolla or lease a Camry for $249 a month after $1,000 bonus cash. Toyota, let's go places.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
Increase the efficiency of your home's closets. We specialize in both walk-in and reach-in designs that fit your style and budget. Call now for a free design consultation.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
CBS 47 Eyewitness News anchor Brian Dorman covers the impact of fentanyl from the state capitol to the border. Stories of addiction, recovery, and loss.
The doctor said, time of death, 318. And that was it.
Stories of hope and a promise to fight back.
We're going to make it so extraordinarily hard to traffic narcotics into this state that you will look to do it elsewhere.
Watch California's Crisis, the State of Fentanyl, Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Presented by My Time Recovery. Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
The Fresno State baseball team faced New Mexico in its second game of the Mountain West tournament. The Diamond Dogs must win or they're going home. Bulldogs are the 4th seed facing number 2 New Mexico. Second inning were scoreless when Bobby Blandford drills it out to right. Murph Gray sliding home just in time to score. Dogs are on the board and lead 1-0. Third inning now with 2 on for the Bulldogs when Grady Morgan gets under it for a moonshot out to right field. A 3-run homer puts Fresno State ahead 4-0 over New Mexico. To the 5th inning now, Visalia native and senior Michael McKernan up to bat. He pulls it out to left field for a solo homer, his 3rd of the year. Puts the Diamond Dogs up 5-0, and Fresno State goes on to beat New Mexico 6-1. The Bulldogs live to play another game. Some notes: Fresno State pitcher Jake Riding had a day on the mound. He went 7 innings, allowing only 3 hits, 1 run, and he threw a career-high 9 strikeouts. The Diamond Dogs keep their run in the Mountain West tournament alive, and they'll be back at it on Saturday at 1:30 p.m., taking on Air Force once again. Across town, former Diamond Dog Aaron Judge continues to stay hot. He hit his 16th homer of the season on Friday night at Petco Park, a solo shot in the bottom of the 3rd to put the Yankees ahead 3-0. New York went on to hand the Padres a shutout 8-0. Valley Championships continue in Division II softball. The top-seeded St. Joseph Knights facing number 10 Menachie. Bottom of the 4th, Menachie's sophomore pitcher Sofia Martinez tosses the strikeout, getting out of the jam. Knights still lead 2-0. The Marauders, though, can't get the bats going. To the 5th inning now, Annalisa Akata sends it sailing out to left field. Selene Chavez turns on the Jets home to score from 3rd. St. Joseph wins the D2 title 4-0, the final score over Menachie. One more softball game on Friday, the Division VI championship between Nipomo and Avenal. The 8-seeded Titans pulled off the upset and beat Avenal 8-1. Nipomo finishes the year at 15-14 overall. Baseball Valley title games today in Visalia. In the Division V game, Shafter handed the number 1 seed an 8-0 shutout to win its first baseball section title in school history. Division II final between number 9 Atascadero and the 2-seed Bakersfield Christian. The BCHS Eagles went on to win it 4-2. And that's going to do it for sports. Catherine, back to you.
Angelique, thank you. Plenty of folks will be grilling hot dogs this weekend, and you won't believe how many hot dogs Americans are projected to eat this summer. The details straight ahead.
Ashley's Memorial Day mattress sale is going on now. Shop mattress hot buys for cooler nights and save $1,000 on select Sealy mattresses. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
Is that your new Nissan Sentra?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. And when Dave, the sales guy, is like, "You're gonna love this," he shows me the Sport Tune suspension and says it's rated a best value 2024 new car on Cars.com. Dave says, "These cars are going fast." I knew I had to have that Sentra.
Hurry in for Memorial Day savings. Now, get a low $259 per month lease or get 3.9% APR financing for 36 months on Sentra.
News
News Nation Films presents.
I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear.
The vision of an American leader.
Those who say there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look.
From his own words and the images that define the history.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
How a pivotal leader made his mark on our American canvas.
Together, we can embark on this road.
Reagan, Portrait of a Presidency. June 8th, 9/8 Central, only on News Nation.
This is internet that's not just fast. This is like hold on to your eyeballs fast. Now it's double the speed for the same price, only $19.99 a month. The fastest ever. Fast at the speed of last-minute recipes, series finales, teenage gossip, and destroying these guys. For the win. Do it all at once, fast.
We've never spoken, but you've told us many things. You told us you love stargazing, almost as much as you hate parallel parking. Remember how you forget to charge your phone? All good. That heavy right foot of yours? We got you. The Lexus ES didn't begin in a studio, it began with you.
Ashley's Memorial Day sale is going on now. Shop our biggest selection of hot buys, cool deals. Plus, get 0% interest for 60 months with no minimum purchase on all in-store purchases. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
Coming up on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, tonight's guests are Tiffany Haddish and Meredith Scardino. This summer is expected to be big for one of the staples of the season, hot dogs. According to the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council, Americans eat 7 billion hot dogs from Memorial Day to Labor Day, just over the summer. The organization says July 4th is the biggest day for hot dog eating, with 150 million hot dogs eaten during the holiday. The report also includes the top 10 cities that consume the most hot dogs, with Los Angeles, New York, and Dallas topping the list. That does kind of surprise me. I don't know why I would have expected something else, but...
Did you know there was a hot dog council?
No. There's a day for everything and a council for everything.
Yes.
All right, one last check at the forecast.
All right, we're going to be feeling slightly cooler temperatures tomorrow, and then we warm up by Sunday, back up to average, jumping into the 90s starting on Monday.
That's going to do it for this edition of Eyewitness News at 11. Stay tuned for The Late Show with Stephen Colbert up next. Have a great night.
Whoa! Just heard there's a totally psychedelic $75,000 cash and free play payday at Table Mountain Casino Resort, man. All you gotta do is play your favorite slots and table games with your rewards card, and you get an entry for every 200 points you earn. Easy. Show up on the 26th between 7 and 10 p.m. and you could win up to 10 grand in cash. 3 winners every hour. Far out.
The science of neck pain is neuroscience. The science of concussions is neuroscience. The science of MS, ALS, and strokes is neuroscience. But neuroscience is also the science of getting you back to living your life, back to playing your round, tending your garden, spending time with your kids, and the science of, well, helping with science projects. We're Community Neurosciences Institute, and we're the science of getting you back to good.
It's the biggest RV show of May at the Best RV Center in Turlock. Voted #1 selling RV dealer in California, Best RV's offering huge discounts on all 2024 models with no hidden fees. From Class A, B, and C to travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and more, Best RV has them all. Now through the end of May, take advantage of amazing discounts with Best RV's Memorial Day sales event. For the best selection at the best prices on all current inventory, visit bestrv.com today.
I'm Anthony Bailey. You're watching CBS 47.
Adult film star Stormy Daniels took the witness stand today at former President Trump's criminal trial in New York. Trump's team sought to exclude any discussion of the alleged sexual encounter, which led to the so-called hush money payments.
To celebrate Stormy Daniels testifying in the Trump trial, Pornhub has launched Court Hub, a series of adult legal films sure to add titillation to your litigation. Like Habeas Boicus, May I Approach the Wench, if it teases the court, Missionary Deposition, and Pro Boner. You'll bang your gavel so hard, you'll need to take a 5-minute recess.
I'll be watching.
It's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Tonight, Eye of the Stormy. Plus, Stephen welcomes Tiffany Haddish and Meredith Scardino. Featuring Louis Cato and The Late Show Band. And now, live on tape from the Ed Sullivan Theater in New York City, it's Stephen Colbert.
Thank you very much. You're very kind. Please have a seat, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, down here, up there, out there, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. It was an historic day in the annals of American law because this morning, Stormy Daniels took the stand to do what she does best, and that's spank Donald Trump. The fireworks started before the court was even called to order, right? Because at 7:30 a.m., Trump put up this now-deleted post. I have just recently been told, who is the witness today? This is unprecedented. No time for lawyers to prepare. No judge has ever run a trial in such a biased and partisan way. Wait a second, no time. Did you just say no time to prepare? It did not occur to you or your lawyers that the Stormy Daniels hush money trial might involve an appearance by Stormy Daniels? That's like a cook at Burger King saying, oh my God, someone ordered a Whopper. What do we do? I had all these kale Caesars ready to go. What if we fried them? Trump's lawyers tried to prevent Stormy from testifying today before she took the stand. Trump's team objected to her including any details of any sexual act to which prosecutors promised details that are too salacious will not be admitted, and that in terms of the sexual act,